Nope, not Maine. Wrong one. I don't have that button on my Stream Deck. This one. Got it. Everything's fine. We're all good. Hello, Rajcom.
Everything is awesome.
What?
I said everything is awesome.
Yep, everything's working. Everything's good. I need. Oh, I know what I forgot. Please, 1 second. One more second. I have something. I want this one. Where
Which
is
one?
it?
Let me. So what we're up to tonight, strange, is Mrs. Fran and I have been working on a podcast. Thank you for that resub. Um, we were working on a podcast. We talk about different topics when it comes to streaming. We've talked about everything from drama to networking. Tonight is about AI use and content creation. And I think we've done a pretty good job of splitting it up over. We might actually be doing a couple of episodes on this,
We might
depending
have
on how
to.
this goes.
We might have to. All right. There we go. I have something set up. We're good. All right. Ready? Ready. Are you ready?
Hmm.
All right. So, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Press to Start to Chat. I'm your host, Mrs. Frantastique. And of course, I'm joined by my wonderful co host, the one and only Misfit. Tony, how are we doing today?
Honestly, a lot better. Last month, last week especially, it was extremely stressful. So thankfully, things have finally settled down.
Well, I'm very glad that things are settling down with you. I'm glad we're getting back into it. It's pretty fun. And
Definitely needed to change things up a little bit. So I am glad to be back doing this as well.
nice. So today we're diving into something that I feel like everyone has an opinion on, whether they want to or not. And that's AI, of course. Artificial intelligence, the thing that is somehow everywhere, and yet people still can't agree on what to do with it.
Yep, you're not wrong.
So we're definitely not experts. At least I am no expert here. So we're not here to lecture
No,
anyone. We are
a
just
little bit
two,
I know about it is just Google searching. I don't.
right?
I am playing around with what, maybe two, three programs.
Nice. We'll get into that, I am sure.
Mm-hmm.
We're just two creators. Oh my God, I can't talk. That's great. Who are out here trying to figure this stuff out the same way you are. So think of it less as a TED Talk and more of two friends going through something that is affecting our industry right now. Content creation is very much affected by this, I think.
Okay.
So today we're going to go through the good because there's a lot of good stuff. The bad, of course.
Well, then to start with though too, before we get to the good and bad, like early like splitting it up like that, just general uses, like where AI can be applied overall versus is it good, bad, indifferent, and how it can go.
That's definitely, we'll get into that as well. We'll start with the general and then move towards the good, the bad, and the future maybe and things like that, and some of the debates that people go through with it
Hmm.
or have with AI. So let's get into it. I'll let you start. What do you want to go for? Where do you want to go with it?
I think the first, this to me seems like an easy one. Like if you say AI and content creation, I think the first thing that comes to mind is image editing. Because the biggest thing when it comes to content creation is promoting it in some degree, which usually, or at least for me, what pops up is stuff like YouTube and thumbnails. So, and because that's the first thing that I think of. I don't think about AI beyond that, like my first thought. So, image creation, how AI plays into helping generate images.
That's a good one.
So, when you talk about AI and image editing, um, you're looking at like Canva, you go in, what is it? I'm trying to remember what the actual button says, like Canva AI or something, and you could literally type in, create me an image, you specify it out to a certain degree, and it will generate ideas based off of your degree of what you put in there.
Correct. It all depends on the prompt, right? The prompt is
Hmm.
probably the biggest thing, and a lot of things that people are confused about a lot of the time. Because you can put a prompt as, hey, create me an image for a Fortnite stream, and it'll give you some generic Fortnite image and whatnot. So
Right.
the more detail you can provide it, the better the image quality is going to be. And then there are different AIs that will give you better results depending on which one you use.
Hmm.
I think the biggest one back in the last year was probably Mid Journey, but it's not free. And then now you have the Canva AI that you can use. And Google just came out with one, Nano Banana or something like that, which is
Well,
really good apparently.
and it's funny that Google has that as well because Gemini will do that for you as well, which
Yes.
is basically Google in itself.
I think it's all built into one though.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so.
Like I don't use that stuff very often, so
So when you
I
go to
don't know.
Gemini and put in your prompt to create an image, it says loading Nano Banana.
Okay.
I was trying that out the other day. See
Yeah.
what it was
I've
about.
done it a few times. I never paid attention, so maybe I did know this and just didn't pay attention to like the minor detail of what it's doing. I
Mm,
just let it do its thing and said, "Okay, here we go."
that's fair.
And I think that's the biggest, and that is a topic we'll swing back around because we talked about the good and the bad. Is if you don't pay attention to where the image is coming from,
New follower.
you're not.
I should have turned that off. Thank you for the follow. That was loud in my ears, but thank you very much.
Um, moving beyond that, the you also have the next thing that comes into it, and I've seen this more and more, is using AI to create your videos or to
Yes.
help create your video. Maybe not necessarily create the video, but I think even Twitch now. I was looking at this, and I'm not overly familiar, so I could be. But isn't it to where Twitch is doing it like AI generating clips? Like it'll go through and just start pulling things for you with more of an AI sense.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so even Twitch is getting into it just right off its dashboard alone.
Yes. And there's a lot of them, right? There's Eclipse.gg, there's Opus Clip, there's, I don't remember, Nexus, I think, Nexus Clips. There's a whole bunch of them that you put your VOD in and it picks out different clips for you. And then you can edit them using their systems, right? But I think it's getting even more advanced than that, where like you can actually edit your whole video with AI. You give it the prompt of what to look for, like erase all of the dead air, and then it'll like just go through and delete all the dead air throughout. I have not played around with that. I just saw a video about it. I'm kind of a nerd that way.
Out of the whole content creation thing. So yeah, now that it feels like life is finally settling down, like I am ready to get back to it.
Mhm.
Um, so I thought that and when we talked about doing this, so I thought this was a good one, especially with where I think I'm at as far as doing my own content again.
Cool. I think it's a good one.
So
It helps people, right? And then you can, if we take it, so we've talked about how image creation. So if you want to do like your scenes and things like that, you can do that with that. Oh no, my chat is like taking over. Please hold. There we go. That's better. Oof. It was all over her face. That was not good. All right. So what happens when you're like come downstairs with 10 minutes to go and you create a new scene real quick and meld? It's very quick.
sounds like
And
me running home from work and trying to throw everything together in like 5 minutes and be ready to go in time.
right. Sometimes that's what life is like. So we talked about image creations. We talked about video editing or video clipping. We can also use AI to browse ideas or brainstorm like titles and hooks, video ideas, all sorts of things, right? Especially when your creativity burns out. Have you ever used it for that?
I have once in a blue moon, not as much as I would like to say that I have, but I've dabbled.
That's fair. That's fair. Anything else? General AI in regards to?
One that I've learned, I've read about but never used myself. Adobe Firefly, I heard was actually really good.
I've never
So
used it.
I've read on it, never actually gone beyond that.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. It seems very like there's a lot that you can do with it, but don't know much more beyond that. It comes very highly rated.
Does it? Is it free?
No, it's
No,
Adobe, so
that's fair. So that see, I'm always about the free stuff. I
hell
love
yeah. If you don't,
free.
if I don't have to pay for something, I'm not going to.
I like free stuff
Yeah.
and cheap. And that's how I can afford my gear. I'm cheap. To save my money on things that I want to use. Do you have like a
Another,
favorite AI? You don't use it very much, but do you have a
I
favorite
don't
one?
use. I don't use enough AI. Maybe Gemini if I really had to pick something, just because I use that. I've gotten more familiar with that.
Mhm.
The AI guru in this house is my wife. Um, she doesn't use it necessarily. I mean, actually, she's used it more for content stuff, but not like being live.
Mhm.
Um, she has gotten very good using
GPT.
ChatGPT. Tripping over my tongue here. She uses it to do her homework.
Mhm.
She actually, I don't remember the last time she actually did her own homework. Um,
Mhm.
You're not supposed to tell people that.
um, no, she really actually doesn't do it like that. She'll do her homework and then ask ChatGPT to clean it up a little bit, make her sound smarter. So, um, the other thing she's been doing is helping to create images for GTA stuff. So she is better at getting it to generate images for her, which is very cool because some of the stuff that I've seen her and a few other people pop out, it's actually pretty impressive for the level of detail that goes into it.
That's fair.
But
It's pretty impressive. Like AI can be very impressive, very
to be
scary,
fair,
and
I
very
also
impressive.
pay for the subscription to ChatGPT for
Nice.
against my better wishes or against my better judgment.
She should try. She should try Gemini though. It might be like Nano Banana. It's free, and it might be better. I find it does better images. Or
Yes.
Claude AI.
Oh, she's not even listening.
Oh well, that's rude. How dare you not listen to me, Miss Lady?
Now she is. Now she quickly had to fix it.
Should I quickly fix it? I am now
Yeah.
sorry. What I was just saying is that if you instead of paying for ChatGPT, you should try like the Google AI, so Gemini.
You don't hear Fran. Oh,
What?
how do you not hear?
What do you mean?
Apparently they don't hear you.
They don't hear me on yours or on mine?
No, I fixed it.
Okay.
My mod
I
was
thought
not
you were
modding, so
ready.
I was ready. I had the scene set up, all the sources in there,
Hmm.
but forgot to turn it from default to the actual audio output device.
Yes, yes. I hate when it changes.
She
I,
said stop using ChatGPT
I
and
didn't
start
say
using Gemini
stop using it,
because it's free.
but you can use Gemini with there's Nano Banana, and it seems to create better images than ChatGPT ever did. Also, Claude.ai creates some pretty good images with the right prompts. Taking applications for new mods.
Is that like you're looking for a new wife?
No,
Whoa, that escalated.
exactly. It's lady. What do you expect? Um,
I would just put my prompt in all three and see which one creates you the best image, and then you can make your own decision. Just
that's a
saying.
good way to do it.
Have you tried putting your same prompt in different AI things and then seeing what the results are and try to like differentiate which one's better? It's a fun little tool. It's a fun little thing to do.
Now, what do you do for video, actual like video editing? Do you use AI and anything in regards to that?
Usually Eclipse.gg.
Eclipse, okay.
Eclipse.gg does it for me, and it has pretty good basic like free stuff.
What about
So
CapCut? I've seen a lot of people use CapCut.
I haven't used CapCut too much. You pretty much have to edit yourself. I don't know if they've added AI to it because I haven't used it in a while.
Okay.
So maybe, but so it's something to look into for sure.
Any other general uses? I mean, we talked about images. You talked about notes. Video editing. I mean, because there's programs out there for everything. I think we can agree. Like we could sit here and talk about all of them, but not having used enough, we can't. I don't know that trying to dive into them without sitting here typing up. Okay, what can you do with this and what can you do with that? What else could you use AI for when it comes to your content?
Brainstorming, editing. I don't know. I mean,
Well, you brought up one when we were going over this. You brought up one that I never thought about: chatbots.
oh yeah, chatbots. But those are AI, right? Like you can
degree.
add ChatGPT to your chatbot.
Right. You have to program it in there. It doesn't just
Yes.
come built into it.
Correct.
Okay.
But technically, chatbots are kind of AI, right? 'Cause they can moderate your chat and stuff automatically, which is an automation. I am Llama Mama. Hello.
What's going on? Yeah, no, and because I never thought about it, so looking at how you can incorporate different things into it was actually kind of interesting. But I don't do it enough. It seems like you know a little bit more about this. So I was hoping you would touch on that because at the end of the day, what we're all here for is basically streaming to some degree. So what would you use AI for if you were setting it up?
In like for a chatbot and stuff?
Yeah.
That's a good question, and not one that I've really thought of because I use StreamerBot for everything, and for that one, like I would use, let's say Claude AI has Claude Code built in, where it can build you out code to put into ChatGPT to not ChatGPT to into StreamerBot to be able to for it to run different things. So whatever your imagination can create, like maybe it's a trivia game or something of those lines, it like Claude Code could technically create you the code that you would put in there so that the chatbot can then run your game on your stream.
Okay. Now, on a side note, how do you spell that? Claude.
CLAUDE.
Okay. So I want to see if we can get a consensus going. Is it Claude or is it Claude or how would you pronounce it?
I'm French, and we went through this the other day. My cousin's name is actually Claude. So I talk in French. So it might be something else for you English folks. But for me, as a French person, French Canadian person, it's Claude.
Okay.
That's me.
Just had to throw that in there. All right. So we talked about chatbots. We talked about imaging, video editing. Can you use AI at all to set up just your stream in itself?
Correct. You can use like images to set up like your background and everything. I changed my overlay. I was getting tired of like the Rubik's Cube on it. So I got AI to create me an original logo that more represents me and like my indigenous heritage and stuff. And then I had it remove the Rubik's Cube and put that on. And then I had AI remove all of the stuff on there and just give me the background of like the hexagons and the colors and stuff. And then it gave me the color codes for it so that I could match everything else that I want to put on there.
Okay.
So I've used it to do stuff. And I'm pretty sure like I had my overlays made, the ones with the Rubik's Cube. So they're mine. So I just redid them. Something different.
Okay.
So it is possible. But I had to use, what did I use for that one? Gemini. ChatGPT was not doing it. ChatGPT and I were arguing. And it's probably because I wasn't giving him the proper instructions, but I was getting very upset.
So it was an operator error.
It might have been, but I don't think so. I think it was an AI error. Just kidding. AI can only do what you give it to. So,
Fair enough.
all right.
Kind of like a husband. A wife can only expect so much because it just depends on the instructions she gives.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I don't necessarily
What are you
agree
having
with
a dirty
that.
look for? I was talking about husbands.
What are you, a husband? Or no? Are you her wife? Like, what's going on?
Some days I'm like a servant.
Oh, well, I'm sure that's not true. Sure, that's not true.
It's more fun to pick on her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She can't be mad at me. I fixed her car, so
Oh, that's a good thing. It was new. It should have been broken.
that is a very good point. But so she has to be nice to me for at least another couple of days.
Oh, there's a time limit for this?
I guess
Write
2 more
that
days,
down. 2 more days, and then you can be mean to him again.
Exactly.
See how it is. All right. Should we go into the good? What do you think is good about it, about AI?
For the more creatively inclined or creatively challenged, it's definitely good to help get your ideas out there.
Well, that's fair, especially for like drawing and stuff. I can't draw.
Well, not only that, but it's like I can visualize a concept, right? I can visualize it in my head, but sometimes getting it from brain to let's just say paper, like you said, drawing. Sometimes the it doesn't get there, it gets
Correct.
lost somewhere. So being able to basically speak it or type it into existence that concept in itself is a huge advantage because sometimes I can't figure it out.
Correct.
Or in the case of Miss Lady, she might know the answer for her homework, but sometimes needs a little help getting the answer onto paper.
I use it at work. We have access to Copilot at work, the Microsoft one, and I'm writing an email, and I want to seem a little smarter, depending on the person I'm sending it to. I will run that through Copilot and make sure that it's proper.
Okay.
And they allow us to use it, so why not use the tools that are available to you?
Right.
I will always write it first, right? I'm not going to go, hey, I need an email to my team for this and write me this email. And I need this topic covered and this. No, like I don't need it to write for me. I can write just fine. I just need to put it in there after and go, hey, make sure this is proper.
Not wrong.
Or make sure that I'm not being too mean. Please make sure it's professional.
Well, it's like, so it's just taking trying, right? Because if we keep it focused on the concept of content creation, you mentioned your overlays, right?
Yes.
Let's just say you can't, a lot of programs you got to pay for in
Correct.
order to be able to do things. But now with having that AI function, maybe you don't have the program to pay for it, or you don't have the money to pay for the program or keep the program going. Maybe using the AI gets you at least a limited result, whereas maybe instead of paying a graphic designer to do it for you, maybe you're limited on resources that way. This way you at least get something, and maybe it gives you the opportunity to save up to get the look that you want later on down the road, but at least you have something to start with.
Correct. Or you can like make your idea, and then if you want to pay someone to do it for you, like give artists their dues, right? Because they're important as well. Because I don't think AI can do better than somebody behind a screen that can like it can do great things, but it doesn't get the same feelings, right? AI is very much hey, I learned from what people are saying, but I don't have feelings. I just go by data. So
it's a robot.
Correct. It is a robot. So it doesn't, there's nothing that replaces it, right? So I think it's a great thing. It's a great tool for people to use. And if you are short on funds and you can get an overlay like that to get you started, why not use it? Just make sure that it's not like, hey, I want a Fortnite overlay and have all like the actual Fortnite characters and stuff on it. It just, I feel like that would be like kind of copyright kind of deal and stuff. So you got to figure that out.
Okay. Now I know we said we are going to try to split the conversation between good and bad, but you bring up a point. When, how do you determine copyright infringement or copyright issues?
Well, if it's exactly like you have the llama from Fortnite, let's say, like that's their mascot, right? And like if that's your whole overlay, I mean, should you really be using it? Like to me, I think that you need to be more unique than that, at least. That's my opinion.
Okay. So what about, because I've seen variations to it, okay? So so it's not just any one person, but let's just say a Pokemon emote.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just because somebody changes the position, the orientation, maybe the Pokemon is doing something, whatever, is that copyright infringement?
Well, like what do you mean? Like the alert is a Pokemon?
No, an emote. Let's just take an emote.
An emote? Well, see, why would you want to use like an actual
What
Pokemon? Why wouldn't you
what if
want to
you
make something unique?
what if they really like Pokemon?
Well, you can like Pokemon and still try to come up with something unique that looks like a Pokemon, right? Like you're gonna always use Pikachu as your like
Would it?
your
You could be a
emote.
Pikachu fan. I've seen people with
Fair.
Pikachu in their name,
It's fair.
because they love Pikachu.
That's fair. I mean, you can build your brand around it. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How do you, where do you draw it? Where is it? Where does it split from being a original idea to copywriting?
I don't know. That's a
No,
great
it's from
question.
entertainment.
Well, I mean, like, because I seen like some guy he made a car to look exactly like Lightning McQueen. Like his car was just Lightning McQueen. He wasn't like, but he used it to make content on YouTube, and he was sent a cease and desist letter because it was a replica of Lightning McQueen. But he was just a fan of the car. He wasn't trying to be malicious, but he made money on Lightning McQueen. So, at what point, like, if you're a small creator and you're using Pikachu as your emote, then sure. But like, if your whole thing is about making money using Pokemon, then wouldn't that then constitute
So
being?
if I'm understanding what you're saying correctly, one line to use is if you make money off the idea, then it's copyright.
Well, if your whole identity is Pikachu and you're making money off of it, then yes,
So as
because
long as you're not making
they
money
created
off
it.
it, you can have your.
Wow, I didn't say that completely, but nobody's gonna come after you if you're not making money, right? The money talks.
Disney is a pretty malicious company. They will go after anybody for anything.
Fair. I mean, they probably have people going around. I'm sure most companies do. They don't want you to profit or to grow your audience based on something they've already created.
Which in itself is a crazy concept because let's take GTA for example. GTA is what it is, but they allow everybody to create their own individual servers to where you can go in, be GTA characters, basically create, customize your person based off GTA styled clothing, cars, guns, whatever,
Mhm.
and basically do all kinds of stuff. And then people make content off of that and go from that. But you never hear anybody getting cease and desist letters from Rockstar anymore. Now that Rockstar owns it, Rockstar's not out sending cease and desist letters.
Fair, but your characters are not exactly like the characters in the actual game, correct?
Technically, no, because you can make the hair, the eyes, and change all kinds of things to it
So you're making your own character.
based off of things that are available in GTA.
It's fair, But there's thousands upon thousands of different variations of what you can do. So I think that's a little bit different. Plus, don't you have to buy the game in order to like actually be able to play the role playing one? So they're still making money. They still made money, I should say.
Fair enough.
But like even WoW had vanilla servers that people were opening up, which if you got caught playing on there, it was against like their rules and stuff, right? Because they charge for people playing their game. So I guess it all depends on what the usage is. And I'm no lawyer, so I have no idea. Even though I went to school for law and justice, I didn't graduate. So from that, so I mean, I'm no expert.
Fair enough.
Why? You have an idea of what you want to copyright something and like use it as your own?
No.
I always feel that I have more respect for people who are original and like are themselves and unique and do things differently, I guess.
Okay. What are some other good uses for it?
I really like using it for like brainstorming ideas and like titles, because sometimes I'll like be like, what am I gonna name this title today? I have no idea. Here's what I like, kind of the idea I want, and then you can go to AI and say, hey, give me like 10 different variations of this, and then pick a good one, right? Make it like short and punchy, or make it funny, or whatever. I think that's a good use for it.
Yeah, something that occurred to me after we were discussing this, using AI to help, if you're on the YouTube side or depending on, like Instagram, TikTok even, getting a list of hashtags together.
Yeah. It can give you the most like popular hashtags and stuff. You can get it to look up popular hashtags. What's going to make you more popular on the For You page. If you're creating videos, like is there a hook or a video idea that you can use? You can actually put YouTube links of videos that you like into Gemini. I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen some people do it. And it'll give you like, or you could put your own video in there and it'll give you a transcript of what you've said or what your video is. And then you can then create shorts of that, right? Because you can find it in the video and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting as well. You can have chatbots create your own, what is it called? Your own commands, like to run and stuff. Like your timed messages and everything. Your shout outs, everything like that could be automated all through that. So you can automate your streams so that it's easier to just do other things.
Okay.
Okay. Just okay.
No, I'm listening because I taking it, been a little bit of a hiatus from streaming just due to my mental space plus life issues. So I'm a little out of the loop on some of the newer stuff because I think it's been a couple months since I've been sitting down and actually like streaming. So, to me, this is more informative than anything. So, beyond just the research that I did to be able to do this with you today, I do like the idea of being able to use AI to help automate things because that would be pretty cool. Depending on how, like, so when you say automate, are you saying like being able to, using a program to register when to like trigger a sound or like? What do you mean to be able to automate it? Okay.
So like on, say, my streamer.bot, right? You can automate that if somebody talks for the first time in your channel, it does something. That could be a shout out. It could be a welcome message. It could be a welcome animation on your screen. Like you can pretty much have it automated to anything that you want. It could have a random welcome message if you have a bunch of them, for your like stream and stuff. So if somebody types in, "Hey, how's it going?" and it will do whatever. It will do it automatically for you, respond automatically. You can now with I don't know if you've ever noticed on Meld, it's pretty cool to, but it's not really automated. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh yes, it is. Okay, where is it? Where is it? So then I can put this on here, and then Lady talked, so I can highlight her message, and it'll actually put it on my stream. And her message, like I can highlight, so if somebody has a question, you can put the question on there, and then answer, so everybody can be like interactive with it and see it. I'm sure you can automate that somehow. I haven't done that in a while. I'm still trying to play around with it. I've been live doing some of that stuff a couple times. It was fun. That'll probably be a weekly thing where I just like play around with different tools and test things out and have a just chatting thing about that.
Okay. So, what would be some other good uses for it? Because honestly, the more I sit here, since we did our little powwow on this,
Mm-hmm.
I could probably talk more about the negatives for AI use.
We'll get to,
And I'm not saying it's all bad, because it's very helpful. Like we said, it can be helpful for people who are limited on finances, limited on resources. Maybe they're working off a lower end PC or a laptop for whatever reason, so they need the AI help, right? So it is definitely has benefits to it, depending on the situation. But when you really sit down and think about AI, using AI, it's I see it more because we've already touched on it. You run the risk of copyright problems, you run the risk of brand infringement, but also if you're trying to become a bigger image in the content creation space, or just have a bigger image in general, you know, you run the risk of outside brands wanting to be associated with you, because you're, at the end of the day, you're opening up potential litigation issues, like we
correct.
already touched on. And so it becomes a very big risk if you're not careful on how much AI is too much AI use or involvement in it. I remember a Twitter post a few weeks back, I don't remember how long ago it was at this point. Somebody had just simply used AI to help create their video, and they got absolutely roasted in the comments on it. And at the end of the day, it was still the person talking, but it was AI generated images. The video basically had a lot of AI to it, and they were basically being roasted for incorporating too much AI into it and not being more, I guess, authentic in what they were doing.
Well, it's fair. We live in a world where, because AI is becoming so popular, where people are more drawn to authenticity than AI stuff. So there's a line where you can, go too far with it. But I think that there's a lot of good that comes out of AI, but there's a lot of bad as well. And it'll all, like, there's that line that you have to navigate through.
Okay.
So that's me. But you want to go through the bad? We've talked about a lot of good things.
Yeah. The biggest thing is you lose. So like if I go to a stream, right? Let's just break it. Let's take it down to the finer point of being a streamer, right? And let's just say you're watching a stream, or I'm watching one. I want that person. I want that authentic feel to it. I want to know that I'm having that connection with the streamer.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No, see, my
But
something funny.
by
We started talking. We met in a Yahoo chat room. And
Are you really sharing this story?
yeah, I did.
Okay.
My
Sorry, I hear her talking about how we first met.
so he told him that my name was Madison.
So,
And so it's a. It's
now
a
I'm all
play
distracted
on my
because I'm
middle
thinking
name.
about this.
Shh, lady, you're distracting him.
Thinking back to when I was young and dumb and trying to impress a woman that I had never met. um, but No, to me, if you use too much AI, you lose that authenticity. You're not putting, you're losing yourself in it, right? You're not letting people see what you can come up with because somebody else is coming up with it for you, or something else is creating you at that point.
Correct. So like
So,
I'm sure like there's a lot of like I see tweets that are very much AI generated.
mhm.
I see videos that are AI generated and it just drives me bonkers. At what point you have to stay on topic, but you have to stay creative with input for AI, your details, your theme, your vision on how you want to help creating the vision. Just asking for help, AI for help is all. Correct. So I find that it's really good to ask AI for help, but it has to be you.
But how? But that I think that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. How do you ask AI to help you without losing yourself in it?
Well,
At what point do you, when you're asking AI for help, do you lose you in it? Because if I go in there, let's go back to overlays for example, right?
mhm,
How do you make sure that the images that you're putting on your stream, besides the gameplay obviously or whatever's going on,
mhm.
how do you make sure that people are feeling or seeing you or seeing what does that make sense?
Yes. And that's all comes down to prompts with AI, right? Especially for image generation. You have to tell AI what your vision is for it. So you have to give it like the colors, the scheme, the theme of it, all of that, and ask it to do that for you. But it has to be based on you. So when you get it back, if it's too much like something you've already seen and it's not what you want, it's up to you to go back to AI and say, no, I do not want this. I want something else.
So at the end of the day, the responsibility is on you to make sure that
Correct.
okay. See, like, because I sit here and I think about it, right? So not to keep referencing this, but this is all I got to pull on at the moment. So in our GTA server, people can create menus for their restaurants. Some
Hmm.
people have, there's player-owned restaurants. So I was watching Lady create her menu for a restaurant that she just took over.
Hmm.
And while it looked very cool, it was very flashy and very eye-catching. I'm looking at it, and to me, it does not say this is something my wife would put out there.
Hmm. But is it something her character would put out there? Because she's role
No,
playing.
because she puts a lot of her own personality into the character. So a lot of the styling is the same way as your character is loud, mouthy, obnoxious, and just an all-around bitch. Okay,
So,
unless
so
she
just one second. Are you calling your wife that?
yes,
Okay, good. Okay, keep
absolutely.
going.
So to me, and I'm looking at it, and less descriptors, and it will try and generate what's popular with a few details given.
Exactly.
Okay, so Mojo, what you're saying is that you have to be uber specific on what you're looking for to keep it as true to yourself as possible.
Correct. Otherwise, you get
Okay.
generic stuff. Like if you say, "Hey, I want a Fortnite overlay," it'll give you generic Fortnite overlays. Where you have to tell it, like, "I do not want generic Fortnite overlays. I want subtle hints of, say, Fortnite." I'm just using Fortnite as an example because it's the first game that comes into my mind. But it has to be you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want these colors, and I want this, and I want that. Like you have to be as specific as possible.
Yeah, it's funny that you keep going on Fortnite because I would not necessarily say Fortnite is the first game that comes to mind when I think of Fran.
It's not, and it's changing. So
Well, I would have said hockey.
hockey is fun. Yes, I would play hockey all the time. There's a hockey game right now.
Well, here's why, not to sound stereotypical, but A, I know you like hockey.
Hmm.
B, you're Canadian.
Hmm.
So to me, when I think Fran, the first thing I think of is hockey, then Fortnite.
I think more of puzzles. I
That's
like
true too.
puzzles way more. So I played
Yeah, so
unpacking yesterday on stream. That was fun. I got scared because
So-
I wasn't listening to chat, but that's okay. Somebody jump scared me because, hey, you're not listening. Fine. All right. Where were we?
Not another Canadian. Yeah,
Hey.
don't say that joke with her, because yeah, I don't see that ending well for you.
What's wrong with
he
us
has
Canadians?
He has a running joke when it comes to Canadians. But so yeah, that is a big thing, because like I said, like she put a lot of detail and descriptors into it, but I just don't feel like she gave the description or what she was looking. Um, I just don't feel like she put enough to describe herself into it. She just put eye-catching stuff into it, which is fine. I just feel like she kind of lost a little bit of herself in it at the same time.
So then it's up to her to go back and like figure out what she really wants.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest downfall with AI is just how do you split the line between too much AI and not enough?
Well, too much AI is like when there's low effort, right? Like, so you're talking about the guy on X or a girl on X, I don't know which one, who just simply like talked on video with all sorts of AI images. And so, I mean,
And from what I saw, if I
that's
remember
very
correctly,
low.
from what I saw, if I remember correctly, it wasn't even her camera. She had used AI to create a avatar of herself, basically. So like it wasn't even a person doing it.
See, that's just too far, I find. Like, I know people don't want to be on camera and stuff. And there's a bunch of VTubers who do that, right? So, all the power to them. However, if it's just like a cartoon character of yourself because you don't want to be on camera and there's a very low effort, it can be very easily mass produced, right? And harder to stand out, in my opinion.
Okay. What are some negatives what is a negative that you would put in that list?
Well, I think authenticity goes a long way, right? It takes a hit if you're way into AI because audience start getting skeptical of what is going on and they kind of feel off about it. Because you can, like, we see a lot of videos that are just created by AI, right? Like, there's what is it? Is it an ape that, like, does, like, really bad jokes and stuff? Well, it's bad jokes. They're funny. Some of them are a little risque, but then there's, like, the AI cute little puppy videos and stuff. And, like, but you can tell that they're fake, right? And just, I don't
There's the
know.
one, there's a TikTok where different animals get at night, get caught on camera
On a
jumping
trampoline? Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Those are
first one I
hilarious.
saw, I got caught. It was a bear. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. And then I saw another one and there was like 5 bears on the trampoline. I'm like, what? Okay, so clearly this is fake. Stupid AI.
I've seen rabbits,
Yeah.
bears, dogs, people. Yeah, so
So it's very hard to find like what you're going to see, right? Like you don't even know what's real anymore. And that like scares me because authenticity is just not there. Or like voice and like likeness cloning. So like people can take images of you and have your mouth move and use your voice if it's recorded somewhere and then make you say some very bad things. Reaction images are pretty fun if you don't want to be on cam where the image is you is displayed, but your voice louder, an image of you yelling and whatnot. That can be pretty fun. I'm sure you could do some fun things with it.
so being authentic, but also dealing with copyright issues. Do you agree that as long as it's listed, it states, like on TikTok, this is AI generated content or images, is that acceptable to you?
If that's like, I don't condone, like, as long as you say it, yes. I mean, you can use AI images because, like, if you're a tech reviewer, let's say, you're not going to get all of that tech given to you, like, very small percentage get all that tech, or you don't have money to buy it all. So you're going to have to use images from somewhere. So you can use AI images. That I don't have a problem with, as long as you're the one talking about the product and stuff, right? Don't make a script using like AI and then not make it your own either, because that'll feel off. Because no matter how good the AI is, it's not going to talk exactly like you. So that makes it a bit more iffy.
Okay.
Because I like said, hey, create me a script for this. And I'm like, no, that's not how I talk. So that doesn't work. I'm sure as AI grows, it'll get better, but no, thank you.
What about in regards to Mojo's comment, the reaction images? Is that's something you would probably have to use AI for to create, correct?
Create what? Sorry.
Reaction images, like what Mojo is describing.
Yeah, you can use, like, say, take a picture of yourself and have AI create a cartoon of you and have it with different reactions. And then I'm sure there's a program somewhere where you can use those to create an avatar of yourself.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure that's possible. And use that on your stream instead of like a typical VTuber kind of deal. I'm sure you can create that. Because I've seen some people have it. Like, one of the people that I know has one where his mouth and his eyes are open when he's talking, and then when he stops talking, he has a cup of coffee in his mouth and his eyes are closed, like he's drinking a sip of coffee. So I mean, anything's possible.
Okay. Now, what about let's simplify it down. OBS can do reaction. It's just you submit the pics, AI generated or not, and you set the thresholds on your voice to input the images. Okay.
Well, that's pretty cool. I did not know that. I learned something new.
What about if we simplify it down? Let's get away from like just video stuff. Let's go to the very basic. One way that we've always talked about putting your content out there is YouTube. You know, putting clips and stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
A big component of doing that is thumbnails,
Mm-hmm.
right? This day and age, I think just about I think it's probably a safe bet that I would say every variation of a thumbnail for most gaming content has been generated to some degree.
Correct.
Maybe with some tweaks and some slight variations.
Mm-hmm.
A big one that has always been a hot topic is Call of Duty thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
Getting what is your take on that? Because it's either A, it's AI generated, or B, it's copy and paste. Somebody's just pulling it from somewhere else. What is your take on that? How do you get an eye-catching thumbnail that's more original than not, to where it doesn't infringe on anything? Because to some degree, it's going to be a similar format. It might be a similar image. Like, at what point does that become?
I mean, I think if your image is different enough to make it your own and have your own spin on it, I mean, the thumbnail itself, like the placement and things like that, are not going to matter. But like, if it's like, I know Call of Duty, you probably have like the characters with somebody's face on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
pretty standard for that at this point.
Yes, a lot of people have done that one. So I mean, is it original? No. Are you going to stand out in a crowd? No. But is it different enough? Because it's your face on it. So, I mean, yes. But do you not want something more original? Like, sure, you can use it because it's not their thumbnail that you like necessarily took. There's one right now that's going for creators, how to get from 0 to 30 or to 100 viewers within like, and the number changes, sometimes 0 to 1,000, sometimes 0 to 100, but it's the same one. The image, like the person is right in the middle, the screen is in half, and like one side's colored one way, one side's colored the other way. It has 0 and 100 or 0 and 1,000 on both sides. and it's the same concept, but everybody kind of like just spins it to make it their own, but the thumbnail is the same because it's eye catching, right? People want to see how you get from 0 to 100. People want to get 0 to 1,000. So, I mean, where do you draw the line? I mean, the people are putting their own faces on it and putting a background that's different. I think that's okay. Is it going to get you anywhere? I don't know. I mean, it's clickbaity enough. I guess you could. What do you think?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, the one that's going to get the most traction is the one that it has the biggest hook. Because I myself, I'm not going to click on something that is generic, right? I'm looking for something specific that catches my eye, and everybody's eye catching, whatever catches somebody's eye, is going to be different for that person.
Mm-hmm.
But the more eye catching it is that to the general public,
Mm-hmm.
the more you're going to go, or the further you're going to go with it. So that in itself is a tricky concept because because we don't know. The hardest part is not knowing all the steps behind it, or all the finer details behind it. We don't know, are they limited on resources? Are they just being lazy? Are they, I mean, we don't, it's hard to judge a situation that you don't know everything about.
Correct. But at the end of the day, the more unique one and the more eye-catching one is going to get your attention than a generic one. Like, you might click on the first one, right? Oh, 0 to 100. This one looks pretty cool. All right, let's look at it. And then you see the same thumbnail over and over again. You're going to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to click on this again. It's probably the same rinse and repeat, like, actual video. And a lot of it is, right? Especially on these, how do you girl on Twitch? Like, okay. It's always the same generic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And people are probably using AI to write the script and just change it a little bit. Or people are going to the video and writing down their points and then making it their own. But it's always the same thing. What? You're thinking. Your brain is going right now.
No, because like if I look at for myself, I'm not always focused on the thumbnail itself.
Mm-hmm.
I know we talk about thumbnails, but if I take it from me personally, it depends on what I'm going I'm looking for videos for,
Mm-hmm.
right? If I'm looking for something entertaining, then yeah, maybe. But a lot of times it's the title, and then I usually will give a video at least a 10 to 20 second view to see if that's what I'm looking for. If it doesn't catch me right away in the beginning, probably clicking off of it, moving on. But for the person who created it, it served its purpose. They got the click, they got a little bit of viewership time to it, and they've accomplished their purpose.
Very true. Very true.
It's hard to say.
It's fair.
And I think it depends too on what the person is searching for. If you're searching for something informative, in the case of my day on Sunday, I went through dozens of videos on how to fix my car in regards to the issue that I was having. I watched ones that diagnosed the sounds, symptoms, and everything to make sure I was on the right track. Then I watched videos on, okay, how do you actually do it, and compared the finer details to it, because I had to find ones that, so like the very first video was very informative, and for the most part it covered everything that I needed it to, but it didn't have certain angles that I needed it to prove certain points. So like, for example, the problem that I had, the vacuum pump failed in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the first video showed all of the steps. It was very descriptive, very informative, and he covered everything, but he didn't show the angle to see all the little details and everything that my brain needed to be able to see.
Mm-hmm.
Now the bonus was that he spoke pretty good English. However, the one that showed all the angles that I needed and the views that I needed to see what I was doing for the situation that I was dealing with, the guy didn't speak a word of English. It was all in Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
And the translator wasn't working on the video, so I had no idea what he was saying. I had no idea what I was reading, because I tried even turning the captions on to see if it would translate it to English. Didn't do that either. But
I would have clicked off the video. Nope.
But it had the angles and the views that I needed, and it actually helped me solve the problem. So when I took the old vacuum pump off, right, and inside was a seal that keeps it, the pressure nice and tight and make sure that no oil's leaking around the edges of it and everything. The old seal broke off, so because it has two rings that are attached together, and the inner ring came out just fine, but the outer one was like corroded around, into the part where it goes in.
Mm-hmm.
So you got in, lady and I had a horrible debate about is it actually something that we can pull out, or is it just something that needed to be scraped clean properly? I realized that it was something that had to actually be pulled out, and this video actually proved my point, because lady's sitting there arguing with me because I had her out there helping me, and
That's
she's like,
never
no,
a good combination.
Well, it actually worked because she actually helped, she's actually getting her hands in there and actually helping out, where I was somehow, my hands being skinnier than hers, she was able to get her hand in ways that I couldn't figure out. So we actually made a pretty good team for the most part.
Oh, well, that's good. Roger and I would not have. We would have argued.
But she wasn't realizing that ring that had corroded into it and needed to actually be pulled out. So we started arguing, no, you have to do this. And she was like, no, it's this. And finally, I said, just give me the damn tools. I'll show you. And sure enough, I was right. Because the video that I couldn't understand a word of actually showed it. And I said, look, see, he has having the same problem as what we're having. And it turned out I was right. So it all depends. Going back to the original point, it all depends on what's in there and how catchy is the intro going to be to it.
It's fair. You need a good hook. AI can help you write the hook. You just have to make it your own.
The hook.
Yes, create the hook, but do you really want it to create it not be you? No, at least not to me.
No, I'd rather have it be my own stuff, dull and boring, but at least feel accomplished that I created something for myself.
Correct.
So.
Correct. I think the ecosystem takes a hit as well with all these AI, like artists, right? Thumbnail artists, editors are losing work to AI a lot of the time. Because if I don't have to pay someone to do an overlay, why would I do that? Unless I really wanted something like super unique, but nobody pays attention to your overlays that much these days.
I think overlays is definitely a thing of the past in general.
So I like having an overlay, but I like it to be more like subdued and like not super. I don't like it. I like to be simple.
It's a bell, not a bell and a whistle at this point.
Correct. All right. Where do we want to go from here? We still have an hour. Woof. So if we're debating still, are platforms doing enough? Like, are like Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, they all have like kind of vague policies, right? I think they're changing their policies regarding AI a little bit. Some of them anyway. Ooh, Podcasty is back. Nice. Yes, it is, Zara. Hello.
It's at the end of the day, I think that's the platform. It's up to the platform to decide what they want on their platform. Ultimately, a platform is just a focal point to get content out there. It's up to the platform to determine how much they want to moderate on it. I don't think a platform should be super moderating, because at the end of the day, if you lean too far in one direction of moderation over another, or if there's not a balance of, moderation, you're going to lose the potential for people to be in there. So I think things are going to slide through regardless. So I think it just comes down to however the platform feels it wants to be ran.
That's fair.
What do you mean?
It's fair.
So,
But I think it's at the end of the day, they have to like have some policies. Otherwise, their platform is just going to go downhill. Because if it's just AI like content, I'm not going to stick around to like watch AI content all the time. So I think they have to try to figure that out. And I think there's a big difference between using AI as a tool and using it as a replacement for things. Like if you're using AI to enhance your work, like we were talking about earlier, like Lady does her homework, but then uses it to enhance her work, right? Or me writing emails at work, writing the email, but getting AI to like tweak it a little bit to enhance it is good because like we're all human and we make mistakes, right? But then if you like just use AI to avoid the work entirely, like that's too much.
What's up, Willie?
What's hood news? Oh, the probably GTA
remark.
stuff.
Yeah, we actually have a news crew in the server, so if something goes on, they actually have the option to create a news article.
Oh, nice.
It's actually pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, like, where do you draw the line of that?
Second one is more prevalent for me. Yes, sir.
And ultimately, I think the hardest part about this whole thing is a lot of it is opinion based, right? Everybody's going to have their own thoughts, their own opinions, and their own feelings on the situation. And I think again, it comes down to situation.
No, hold on. I will.
Well, that's fair. But I don't want my, like, I want to get back into writing. And I do not want AI to be a replacement to my writing, right? I don't want AI to write for me because that'd be easy, right? I'm sure some people blog and they just have AI writing their blog posts every week and putting it out. Is that fun? No, probably not. Not to me anyway.
See, something like that to me would be a problem because then it's fake. It's not you. You're not putting the work into it unless you're coaching the AI on what to talk about.
That's
Correct. But at the same time, it's not your words.
conversation.
Right, which was my point.
So I would just write what I want to write and then use it to maybe enhance certain things.
It's fair. But if you're enhancing it, is it really your thoughts and feelings, depending on what your blog is about?
Well, it also depends on like how much of it is actually being enhanced, right? Like if you're just trying to figure out one sentence and go, "Hey, I don't think this sentence is working. Can you help me like give me a few examples of this sentence to make it work better in this context?" I don't think I'm sure that's still like, I feel like that's still you. It's just a matter of you picking the right one for your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Who gets hurt most? Is it the creator? Is it the audience? Is it the people in the creative economy, like the thumbnail artists and overlay artists and editors and stuff?
I mean, ultimately, in the sense of content itself, the ones that are getting paid to do the work are the ones getting hurt the most.
I think everybody gets hurt if you're using AI the wrong way.
Fair. The audience gets hurt because it loses that authenticity, so then it's just like, okay, whatever.
Well, they feel duped, right? Like if they like think that they know you.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's fair. It's like saying that you're going to go see a movie, but you get an AI generated version of the movie, so things get lost in it. And it could, let's just say Jurassic Park. It's a staple, a very classic movie. But you go there and you see AI generated the whole movie, and it's stale. It's stiff. You don't get that same mesmerizing feel of it because AI turned around and did all this extra crap with it.
You get duped. So if you're using AI to do everything for you and it's not actually you, your audience kind of feels duped, right? And then you come out with something completely different that is more you. And people are like, what is this? Either they're going to think that the real you was before and this is AI, or they're going to think that everything before it was AI and this is the real you.
So do you think the platform should moderate this stuff?
To a certain extent, yes. Because again, like if I'm going on TikTok, let's just use TikTok as an example, and people, all the content is just AI generated, like those stupid animal things jumping on a trampoline, do I really want to support that like TikTok at that point? Like probably not, because they're not doing enough to like moderate the stuff that's going on their platform. YouTube's big enough that you can find real content if you look hard enough, like more so than I think the shorts are the big AI culprits at this point. Because it's so easy to do, right? They can just put prompt after prompt and make these little short little videos in AI and pump them out. But like, what if news outlets ever started using AI to create news? Like, they already lie. How bad is it going to be?
That is a whole other rabbit hole that I don't think we should even touch.
That's fine. It was just an example.
No, I'm just saying because we could be here for hours debating on.
Oh, I don't want to be here for hours.
I'm just saying that is a very, very
Yes.
dangerous subject to touch on.
Correct. And then, so going back to like TikTok and stuff, like what if somebody uses your video, one of your videos, your voice and your image, and creates a video with AI of you saying something completely off character, and it's not noted that it's AI and the platform just lets it go?
Well, for starters, it would depend on what I'm say off character. Like, let's say you had a grudge against me for whatever reason, like a very, very, very nasty grudge. Okay.
Watch out.
And you go on TikTok and say, Misfit caught on stream dropping the N-word 500 times in 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And you create this whole video of me, and you know,
Splice it all together, and here he is doing this, this, and this.
yeah.
And the platform just lets it go, knowing full well that it's AI because it doesn't even make sense.
Then at that point, that would be, you know, like that's obviously an extreme, but yeah, I think all the legal ramifications would come back to bite you in the ass for that.
Well, that's fair. I would never do that. But it could be even.
I've heard you got a pretty spiteful bone in your.
Nope. Nope. I will ignore. I will walk away. I will not give it a second thought. I don't play those games. I don't need to. Oh. Stupid
Maybe Cat
cat.
wants to help out.
Right? Hello, kitty cat. You want to come say hi? Come here. Oh, no. Oh, no. She started my music. I don't want music. No, 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 ma'am. Silly girl. All right. She's missed me. I had to work in the office, so she hasn't been able to spend all day with me for 2
You actually
days.
made it out of your driveway safely?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did not cause any accidents pulling out of my driveway, but our road is still not like wide enough to drive 2 cars. And right now the snow is like half melting, half freezing, and it's all like feels like you're driving in potholes. It's ridiculous. They're just starting to clear out the sidewalks and stuff. Everything's just starting. It snowed more today, not a lot. It's supposed to snow again tomorrow. I'm sick of snow. Sick of it, telling you. I don't want it anymore. If anybody wants snow, they can have it. Go drop it off. I read something where I am, like, we have like 3,700 kilometers worth of like snow to like roads to clear or whatever, which would leave us from here all the way to Vancouver. or something like that. And with 3 feet of snow, like the metric tons of snow that we've had, takes a long time to clear.
But Mojo, how would you go about proving that the no show? Maybe
No
she should get
snow.
AI. Maybe she should get AI to type in chat for her.
Yes.
How do you go about proving your case, though, that you didn't actually perform the actions in said video? Because they usually have a lot of platforms have a pretty solid policy, way that you have to report it. So I used to, but you want to put comments like that in there, you better be ready for the responses you get.
You definitely have to report it, but you have to prove that it wasn't you either.
And by that point, how do you repair the damage to your reputation for said video?
Right? If you deny it,
Because
people
there's a
will.
lot of gullible people out there that are going to see that and be like, oh, what the hell? To hell with this person then.
Yep.
But again, you're not wrong. At the end of the day, though, the ultimate, the damage is already done to a certain degree because there are people, and I'm going to say it like this, but there are people dumb enough to believe stuff like that.
The court of popular opinion will take over. Cancel culture. Well, those that are closest to you will know that it's crap, but the masses probably won't, which is unfortunate. 100%.
Well, it's like the time the lady beat the crap out of me, and then I had to defend myself. So
Jeez Louise, here we go. Things
I'm
escalate around
kidding,
here.
babe. Come here. Come here.
No.
Here. Come here.
Oh, look, there she is. The lady. You hear her laughing. She should come on here one day. We should bring new people, other people on here to chat with us.
We definitely should.
That would be fun. I think that would be a good time. All right. What else can we look at?
I mean, overall, I think we've covered quite a bit.
What about the
Politics
future
really
of
goes.
AI?
But look at all these fake Trump videos going around. Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Oh, there's
I
a
mean,
lot.
people, in terms of topic in itself, I mean, people on both sides of that one. Politics is hard because people don't take too many people don't take the time to research the topics at hand anyway.
Things are
And
taken out of context, even if it's not AI. People just clip little snippets of things, and that's not the context that came out.
Trump is such a divisive subject because people are either diehard Trump supporters or diehard Trump haters. It's almost like there's really there's
In
not a
between.
good foundation of in between. There are some people who are good about it, but at the end of the day, they are one or the other, and there's no convincing them otherwise. Like any video I've seen with Trump in it, regardless of it's right, wrong, true, false, it's this opinion, and if you're on the opposite side of it, then you're just all kinds of nasty comments that get left.
That's like anything, though. It's not just that. There's so many of them. Do you think we're ever going to see like AI virtual streamers and avatars? Like just channels, which is just an AI avatar that just goes live,
Probably, if it's not already happening.
right? And it's just a fully AI run channel that gains followers. What does that mean for human creators?
No, it's not a bad example. It's actually a very good part because at the end of the day, when it comes to politics, I wish more people were mature enough to realize that they need to research policies better, or at least mature enough to be able to have a conversation without. Because let's be real, most conversations in regards to politics devolve into fights and arguments. Unless you're a group of people that you're discussing with are all on the same page and believe the same way.
As soon as you go against somebody who doesn't follow your same principles,
They
it
don't wanna
becomes
talk to you. They
yeah.
don't want to deal with you, or it just gets ugly and nasty.
Yes. But there's a world where two people can have a difference of opinion and still get along.
You would think.
Nobody can agree to disagree anymore. That's very true. And a lot of people get butthurt for no reason.
Trust me. Experience that quite regularly.
Hyper personalized content. AI could tailor streams and videos to individual viewer preferences. Is that cool or creepy? I think that's kind of creepy. For AI to know that much about somebody. Creepy. And people are talking to AI bots and stuff, and the amount of information those bots have on people.
Okay, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I've seen this pop up on TikTok, and I can't believe this is even being advertised on TikTok. Okay, there is AI, because I think you pointed it out to me, didn't you? The AI sex bots
Yeah.
or sex things, like, it gets really fucking creepy. Pardon my language, but lady pointed it out, and I swear to God, my phone is freaking listening, because after she first mentioned it, it started popping up like advertisement for it on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So like I couldn't even believe it's getting advertised on TikTok of all places. But yeah, just on that note, it's just getting really kind of weird.
You
That's
literally
weird.
click and say,
P-
this is not my cup of tea, and it'll take it off your TikTok feed.
Well, I do that, and I haven't gotten that in quite a while.
Oh, okay.
But it was just weird how you mentioned it, and then all of a sudden my phone starts advertising it. Like,
Well, that's because she was watching it, and then it popped up on yours. Just saying. You guys share the same internet. Did I hear my name coming out from her? Can I start a
No.
rumor?
I thought we were friends.
Thought we were friends. Who said that? Just kidding. We are friends.
Tony's friend. And I said Fran, but you are good.
Oh.
What?
Tony's friend, not my friend.
Oh,
Not our
we're
friend.
no longer friends? What?
We are friends, Fran. We are.
Okay, good. Just checking. The fall of humankind, relying on AI for companionship. Some people do. Some people use AI as their like personal like counselor or like therapist and stuff. And like what they don't realize is that AI, especially like ChatGPT, is like a yes man. And they will agree with whatever you tell it, no matter if it's right or wrong.
Do you remember that episode of The Big Bang Theory where Raj gets an iPhone for the first time? And starts talking to
Siri? Yes. It was great. That was a good one. It's quite funny. But yeah. So it's scary to think of what could happen with AI.
Well, just look how far it's come. Because what AI really didn't take off. I mean, when we started streaming, what, 5 years ago, 6 years ago now,
Mm-hmm.
AI really wasn't a thing.
Nope.
And even in the first couple of years, it wasn't a thing. AI has really only become predominant in the last few years.
Correct.
And look how far it's evolved at this point, from just simple, basic commands or generating images to sexual companionship.
Yeah. Yeah, that went too far. That's just gross. To each their own, I guess. I mean,
Skynet.
oh, stop. Okay. You gotta go. You gotta go. Go. Here. Go in your tree. No, go on the ground. She started my music again with her stupid tail. Pressing buttons. No, thank you. Do Do you think that eventually platforms will favor AI content because it's cheaper and more consistent to produce?
Say that again.
Will platforms start favoring AI content because it's cheaper and more consistent to produce?
I would hope not.
Well, I hope not either. But like jobs, right? People are going to lose their jobs because of AI. If you can run with like 2 or 3 people instead of 10 because AI does some of the work.
Well, yeah, it's already happening. Just look at fast food restaurants eliminating cashiers simply because they can do self-help kiosks and the order's placed, and they just come out and throw the order on the counter and say, "Here you go."
Yep. It's pretty scary sometimes to think about where it's going to go.
My job's already gotten to a point where we can run a store with 3 people.
Really?
Yeah. People there to answer the phones if anybody wants to talk to somebody directly, but now with online stuff, people can place their orders and all they need is a couple of people to drop it off. I mean, Amazon can do it where they just need 1 or 2 people to drop it off at your door and you place the order online.
That's great. That's true. It's true. That's true. Maybe human creators are actually going to become a premium eventually because people want to seek out that real connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that connection with AI. Like it's very much a yes man. It will agree with whatever you say. Have you ever?
Let's test that theory.
Pardon?
Let's test that theory.
Test that theory? Okay.
I'm on Google. We're going to go AI mode. Mrs. Frantastique.
Oh, boy.
is Canadian.
That's a true statement. It's going to agree with you.
Actually, Mrs. Frantastique, a character from the Frantastique language learning series, is not Canadian. According to the storyline of the course, she is from planet Earth, but is encountered by Victor Hugo and aliens in a futuristic sci-fi setting.
My name is somewhere else? What?
You're a character from the Frantastique language learning series.
Wow. What?
All right, let's try something different. GTA 5 is a stupid game.
Oh, but see, based on the search results, there's no mention of character named Mrs. Frantastique in the language series.
While Grand Theft Auto 5, GTA 5 is one of the best-selling and highest-rated games of all time, many players share your frustrations for several valid reasons.
Yeah, and it's going to tell you why your reasons are valid. Because it agrees with you. It won't tell you that, no, it's not. It's one of the best-selling games. People love it.
The smartest person alive. That's a bold title to claim. While I can't administer an official IQ test or verify your genius through the screen, the fact that you're questioning things, even if it's just a vent about GTA 5 being stupid, shows a critical mind at work.
Oh, okay. See? But it still makes you feel good.
It's not wrong.
It makes you feel good no matter what.
Should AI be moderated? Question of whether AI should is one of the most debated topics in technology as of 2026. The conversation from if AI should be regulated to how and who should be responsible for its oversight.
Ask it a Warcraft question. For the Alliance or for the Horde? For the Alliance. The Alliance all the way.
Are you for the Alliance or for the Horde?
Said the same thing to me too.
I have a feeling that Mojo Nation is for the Horde.
I'm neutral, kind of like a resident of Delaren or a member of the Argent Dawn. Since I'm here to help everyone and I don't have a physical form to swing an axe or cast a spell, I don't pick a side in the faction war.
Because it doesn't want to tell you you're right or wrong. For the Horde. I knew it. I knew it, Mojo. I knew it. Your favorite race? Have you been playing the Midnight?
Are
Midnight
Americans
expansion?
better than Canadians?
No, absolutely not. We are superior in every way. Just kidding.
Canadians generally live longer.
Can make so many comments there.
Economically, the U.S. is better.
Well, yeah. You guys are like, I don't know how much bigger than we are, but way bigger.
All you guys really have is hockey and maple syrup. So,
What's our national sport? If you say hockey, yeah, you're wrong.
what is Canada's national sport? Cricket. Lacrosse.
Lacrosse, correct. Cricket, no. No. Lacrosse, though, is our national sport, not hockey, as many people claimed to be. Undead rogue. I have never leveled up a rogue. My favorite has always been the druid, a resto druid. And lately it's been a warrior. It's fun. All
So
right.
to your point, it did when it was more questions of that nature. It did tend to skew in the favor of a more biased answer.
Yes. It agrees with you. Like you can't say something, it won't disagree with you completely.
Is AI biased in its responses? If I could spell. Yes, AI systems include, see, even AI says it is,
Yep.
including large language models, exhibit various forms of bias in their response. This bias is not typically a result of conscious intent, but is a systematic distortion caused by the data they are trained on, the way they are designed, and how they interact with the users.
Correct. Always that way. Always.
So, to your point, it is, so there's some bias to it.
It is. And sometimes it's wrong. So you need to do your research. And fact check everything. It doesn't always work out. I think Grok has a lawsuit for assistance in a suicide as well. Really? I have not seen that. That's why they have it agree with everything, because if they don't, you're in trouble. Ooh, Caulfield, Kapanen,
As of March 2026, Grok, Elon Musk's AI company, XAI, is facing several significant lawsuits, specifically concerning its Grok chatbot and its image generation capabilities.
Really?
City of Baltimore, Tennessee class action, Ashley St. Clair versus XAI, Jane Doe class action. Oh, I remember this. The Jane Doe class action. Filed in California, this suit represents women whose likenesses were digitally altered without consent. It alleges that over a single 11-day period, Grok generated roughly 3 million sexualized images, including thousands depicting children.
But that AI had to have user input to do that. But yet, there should have been safeties in place on AI to not create those types of illegal images.
Well, yeah, no, and I remember that because people would were having to post Grok, do not, you do not, or in some form we had to say Grok, do not do this to my image. You do not have my consent to do this.
Yeah. AI just learns from everybody, from user input. It's very scary. So do you think the AI can free creators to have more time, be more creative, spend less time on production, more time on ideas and personality?
Well, yeah, in theory.
In theory, it can, yes. Unless you go down the rabbit hole of AI. like you just did for 5 minutes, asking it questions to see if it was biased or
Well,
if it would
just
be a
testing
yes
it out
man.
and asking it different questions.
I know. It's crazy. I feel like a lady would have a lot to say about this topic. By using pretty much
any
anyone.
platform, you have to give consent to a degree. Because I mean, standard, yes, but if you want the finer, minute points, I'd have more what? I'd say she's not paying attention to us.
You'd have a lot to say on these topics of AI.
She's gonna cry here in a second.
She's gonna cry.
She's emotional today.
Ugh. It's okay. You're allowed to be. Us women are emotional sometimes. It's okay.
With her, it's more than sometimes.
Okay, listen, she's at that age where things are going on. Be patient. We're going through some stuff.
I think I exude a lot of patience with her. I put up with a lot.
Well, Rajcom puts up with a lot for me too. It's okay. It's what our men are there for. All right. Let's ask the audience this. Maybe if lady pays attention. I cry when I'm mad, sad, frustrated, happy, pretty much anything. Yeah, same here. It's fine. It's fine. I hate it. I hate when I'm mad and I cry. It's like, no, ma'am. You're not supposed to cry right now. But yeah, pretty much anything. It's fine. TV shows, movies, whatever. I cry at everything. Doesn't matter. Every day, all day. Well, not every day, all day. I don't cry that much. The big question, let's see. Do you think we're heading to a place where everybody can be a creator? Or one where no one needs to be a creator?
General sense, sure, but I was gonna say that's a depends on your definition of creating. Because like if you're talking about original based content, then no, because using AI is not original content. But if you're using it to help, sure, there's way that it helps people get more involved in creating. So
What are you playing with?
My Pokemon Lego thing. Some of the pieces were coming loose.
I see. All right. So anybody can be a creator or one where no one needs to be with AI. Do you think that anybody could just create content because they learn how to use AI?
Yes and no, because it depends on what the content that we're talking about is.
So let's say somebody is really good with I don't know, day trading, okay? But they want to share their knowledge of that with people on YouTube. But they don't want to necessarily create videos themselves. They want to create videos but using AI. And so they're going to use AI to get the biggest topics and stuff about day trading and then create AI generated videos for day trading and just use those and grow a channel that way. They're now becoming creators in a sense. Real creators, in my opinion, no. But some people would probably argue.
Again, that's opinion based. It's hard to say. I would say no, to the extent of content creation is original.
It's
Based
authentic.
content. We see it all the time. It will fall off and lack of original show. Now,
Correct.
if you're talking informational stuff, okay, that's one thing because you can use AI to help formulate specific points, right? Like, let's say you want to change your vacuum pump on your car. There's really not much originality you can put into it unless you want to put your own, well, this happened to me, so make sure you watch for this. But otherwise, changing a car part is pretty straightforward. It's do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Whatever the case may be. There's only so much originality you can put into it, because it's step-by-step based agenda.
But on
Whereas,
that point, everybody has a different way of teaching.
well, that's what I said, is that depending on what the extra stuff you put in there. If you run into a complication, you put in there, I came across this, so make sure you look for this. And then you can also kind of devolve into that tangent. So, like, for example, when we were having that issue with, cleaning out that ring inside where the seal went, right? It's talked about using different tools, appropriate tools and cleaning solvents to make sure that you didn't damage your engine block and your camshaft, even more than it could potentially already be. So it recommended using this tool and so on and so forth and it explained the reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
So adding that extra bit to it makes it more original, but the basis of what you're doing, it's kind of hard to be original because, again, it's a step-by-step process.
That's very true. It's very true.
Now, gaming content, if you're using AI to do a lot of the work for you, you lose that originality that comes with gaming content. If you're doing a podcast and you're using AI to generate things, you're losing the point of what a majority of podcasts are there for, is to talk about topics and provide your thoughts and your opinions on said topics.
Correct.
Okay, now I can. What the frack?
I understand that. Voice, tone, fluctuations, feeling, emotion, that will always override some chump reading a block of news for views.
100%.
100%.
I don't like watching mainstream news because it's just scripted. They got to do this and do that. Whereas when I listen to a podcast, I'm getting the podcasters' feelings on the subject that they're discussing.
Sometimes not. Depending on the podcast, I'm sure.
Depending on the podcast, depending on the person, if it's they have a serious investment, an emotional investment into it. But a majority of the times, the podcasts that I listen to, because it's political based, their personal feelings get added into it because the topics that they're discussing are stuff that they're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the only way that you're going to see passion in politics, on the mainstream channels, is if you're watching crap shows like The View.
Mm-hmm. What? You don't like The View?
I can't stand it.
How can you not like Whoopi Goldberg and whoever else is on there? So I don't watch it, so I don't really care.
Not Joy Behar.
Is she still on there?
I don't even know.
I don't know because I don't watch it, so I just know Whoopi's on there.
Can't stand either one of them.
Well, I liked her in Ghost.
Yeah, I can.
Or no, Sister Act. She was good in Sister Act. That's about it. She played a character in Sister Act. It doesn't matter. Sister Act is a great movie. Don't diss it.
I have a hard time when there's people that I strongly disagree with, or I hate their views on things or how they portray their views. I have a hard time watching the product that they're involved in.
Well, see, you're holding a grudge. She's allowed to have a difference of opinion, as you are.
Absolutely is.
You don't have to diss her for her work that she did many years ago before she shared her opinions on whatever it is this now. Her political views might not align with yours.
Very true, but some of the way the level that it's taken to when you start talking about, and for me, I hate it when it goes both ways. When Republican or Democrat, if a Republican sits there and says Democrats need to be, I hate reading Democrats need to be killed off, and I hate Democrats saying that Republicans need to be killed off. Like when it goes to that extreme, I lose respect for the people.
Well, it's fair. It's fair. Nobody should wish harm on anyone. Nobody should wish harm on anyone. All right. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about? Anybody have any thoughts? If you're listening still about it. Because I think that's going to be it for this week's episode of Press Start to Chat. This was a fun one. Did you like it? I enjoyed it.
I'm not wrong when I disagree.
Shortcut.
I like opinions, just not forced. I am not wrong when I disagree with something. you hate that viewpoint, or are you trying to say you're never wrong?
I think he's trying to say that if somebody tries to force their opinion, if he's talking about something, he's often like right. He's not going to disagree for nothing. He usually has reasons for disagreeing that are valid. I might be wrong. That's how I read it.
That's fair.
But AI is like one of these topics where you can just talk about it and
There's just so
more
many different ways
questions
that
you end up
can
with.
go it. Yeah. No, I think overall, with the opinions that we got on it,
So, what do you think your big takeaway from today is in regards to
careful.
AI?
Be careful using AI.
Use it at your own discretion and be careful.
Be
Because,
responsible with it.
yes, you have to be responsible with anything, but AI is no exception to that.
Hmm.
All right. Are we good to end it here? Huh?
I think so.
Alrighty. Well, then, thank you very much for doing this again. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We don't know what we're doing next. We'll have to sit down and talk and see what we want to do on the next episode. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us.
We all died of Skynet. You're not wrong.
So, thank you again for everybody for hanging out. Thank you, Mojo, for the follow. I think it was you that followed. Nope, wasn't you. But that's okay. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for chatting with us. Appreciate it.
And y'all have a great night, and
Yes.
we'll talk to you later.
Have a great night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, now he did.